It is a little strange, but 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Good afternoon. Tony Pellegrini here. You can hear my voice. We've got Jayci Bass from the CAST Care and Support team here on campus, and we want to take a few minutes with Jayci and with Johnny. Maclean. I got it. Just kind of get too stressed out, but Johnny Maclean they're going to take a few minutes of our time this morning and tell us what's happening with CAST and how we can support our learners on campus through these wonderful programs. Jayci, can you tell us a little?
Well, I think I'll let Johnny introduce CAST if that's okay, and then I will happily talk about allies on campus once he's finished.
Perfect. Wonderful. Johnny.
So CAST is an acronym that stands for Care and Support Team, and it's a network of employees across the university who are trying to support our students who have emotional, well, I guess in their emotional health and their mental health. And so the idea is to create this network that's visible for students, and students can go to folks who have had training in listening skills and suicide prevention skills and some other types of trainings that I'll talk about in a second. The idea is that the CAST members can serve as maybe mental health first aid givers.
Providers.
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
givers are good too.
First aid providers that might not be have the kind of training that a counselor at CAPS would have, but could serve as kind of a lower level help and someone who would know where the resources are and how to recognize when a student needs more resources than we as faculty or staff can provide. And so we offer several different types of trainings each semester. It's been going on for just over a year. And we've trained over 135, 140 employees. We have a program where if you have if you participated in the core training, which is helping in listening skills, and then 2 other trainings that CAST offers and allies on campus, then you become an official CAST member and you get a t-shirt with the CAST logo on it and a sticker for your door, for your office door, and so the students can start to recognize who around campus has taken the effort to start to grow their skills for helping students.
Certainly as teachers, we've all had the opportunity, maybe not opportunity is the right word, but the situation where someone either before or after class or maybe in an assignment has confided us in something that raises our awareness. Oh, maybe there's an issue here, and how do I deal with that? How do I address that? Or maybe that's not been part of our training to become a professor or a teacher.
That's exactly right. What we recognized, Jayci and I and some others recognized, was that a lot of employees around campus are already doing this, and a lot of us perhaps have felt a little out of our element. And so these trainings are designed to recognize that we're already doing this kind of work, and these trainings can build those skills and build that confidence and also build our awareness of what other resources are around, including each other. That's probably the main piece of the care and support team. We're also trying to get involved in other areas around campus where student support is the focus. One of the main issues that we try to push is that when students are coming into our classes or in whatever activities they're doing, and they have experienced some sort of trauma, or they're dealing with some higher levels of stress or anxiety or depression, those internal factors impact their learning, and it impacts the learning environment. And so one idea is that as educators, whether we're faculty or staff or wherever in the university, we're all educators, and as educators we're responsible for constructing the learning environment. Part of that is students' emotional and mental well-being. We as educators, professional educators, should be focusing on boosting our professional development in those areas too. So that's what CAS is about.
Cool.
We have 3 trainings coming up, and Tony, you said you would post these.
I will. When we post this little on our webinar site, we'll post these at times as well.
Great. So we have 3 trainings coming up during the last week of March, March 27, 28, and 29, all at 4. They're all 1-hour trainings. One is a suicide prevention training. One is a training about student development theory, and one is a training about helping students with anxiety. So they'll all be in library 201A, and all Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4. So that's CAST, I think, and Jayci might probably have something else.
I don't know if I have more to add about
Okay.
CAST, but Allies on Campus, like Johnny mentioned, is part of the CAST training that we asked folks to complete. Allies on Campus has been around for a really long time on our campus, and it was designed as a way to create safe spaces for students, faculty, and staff who identify as a member of the LGBTQ community. And it's similar to what CAST does in offering training to help support folks who identify as one of those groups and to create a visible safe space for those folks. So again, for people who have completed the Allies on Campus training, they receive a t-shirt and a sticker to put on their door. And that's just to signal to students that this person has completed training and they are a safe place, and they'll serve as an ally and an advocate if needed. The sticker looks like Johnny's shirt, and you'll see him all over campus, and that's just kind of a testament to how long we've been around and how many trainings we've done. Our network is continually growing, and so the way to become an ally is to attend 2 trainings. They're both a couple hours long, so it's a bit of an investment in time. The first training is just a basic understanding of our LGBTQ community here at SUU. So we try to focus specifically on the population that is here on our campus and the different, the unique cultural environment that we have and experiences that students have had and shared with us. And so we really integrate what is happening into our training in real time, which is kind of innovative in the way that we create safe spaces. So first training is basic understanding of terminology, about privilege, about resources that are available on campus for students, faculty, and staff. And then our second training is more detailed in how to serve as an ally, how to act as an ally, and the skill set necessary to do that. So we talk more in depth about what the coming out process looks like. We talk more in depth about policies and kind of guidelines that we have here on campus regarding discrimination and how to report discrimination, and then we dive more deeply into the resources that are available to help students and faculty and staff. Allies on Campus also is kind of a community into itself, which is a really supportive environment for faculty and staff who are supporting students, and then for the students who belong to these groups and their allies have a really thriving community as well. They have a student club, and we work really closely with them to make sure we're meeting the needs that we need to do. So I don't know, would you add anything else to the Allies on Campus?
I guess maybe just the Allies on Campus is for is to advocate and be a safe space for students and employees both who identify as part of that community.
Right. And we do change the curriculum on a regular basis because this is a very, very dynamic world. We have new definitions and new terminology on a regular basis, and so we're always updating the curriculum. So even for folks who have completed training maybe 3 or 4 years ago, it's very different from what we do now because times change, policies change, climate changes, and so it's ever evolving. And I think that that's one other thing I'd add is that attending training on a regular basis is useful. Because sometimes you'll come in with no experience and get a training and then have something happen, and then the next training you come to is going to be completely different because you've had different perspective of things. I will add to kind of what Johnny said about supporting students outside the classroom and what they're experiencing in addition to learning on our campus. And many of our students are struggling with their identities right now, especially with where they are developmentally. And when we have these visible emblems all over campus, when we have the Allies on Campus sticker and we have t-shirts on campus, it really creates this safe place for them to explore those identities and to receive support outside of the classroom. And when we do that for our students, it helps them learn better. It helps them, navigate life in a healthier way. And if you think about the average classroom size and what the students in that classroom may be dealing with, odds are pretty likely you've got someone in that classroom who is struggling with their identity or who is having crippling anxiety or who is having, suffering from depression. All these things are present in our classrooms all the time. And so when we create these visible emblems to let them know that we are there as an additional support to them in those worlds that they're navigating, they're going to learn better and they're going to feel safer and supported. So that's really why both Allies and CAST exist on our campus.
What great opportunities. I as you were visiting, I was thinking, oh my goodness, why do I want to, or how can I learn about geology, Johnny, if I'm having some of these challenges or anxieties or stresses or depression or whatever it might be? It's part of being human and understanding where we're coming from and where we want to go.
Yeah, that comment about being human is really important. I think we have a tendency to get lost in numbers and lost in content and lost in whatever, and that humanness sometimes gets lost.
We're all professors. Content is kind of king, and we've got to, put in our back pockets that we are sharing that content with humans.
Yeah.
So.
And when a human is experiencing some sort of barrier emotionally, that content won't be received.
Yes, exactly.
And so if we can take 5 minutes and have a conversation with that student and help them understand that they're supported and they're safe and that we have what it takes to help them succeed, they're going to be open to learning because they can put those issues aside for a minute and focus on class, knowing that they can come back to them later and they have the resources to do so.
And I've got an instructor who's listening to me, if nothing else.
Yeah.
Is this where we want to kind of shut it down, or what? Or are there other things that I'm not trying to shut you down.
I think that's all. Right now we don't have any Allies on Campus trainings scheduled yet, but we will get a couple more set up before the end of the semester. Right. We probably will do them during the week between finals and the end of faculty contracts. So hopefully there will be some more flexibility in schedules, and so people can attend those trainings. And as soon as we have that information, I'll share it with you.
I promise I'll put it out here with a webinar as well.
Perfect.
So I'll shut this down. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Please reach out to Jayci or Johnny as you like, and as you have questions or concerns. Thanks, everyone.